Hi besties, welcome to the channel. Please, you guys are going to bear with me. I don't know how well my voice is going to do with this voice, but I had to put up this video because this was the tutorial I was on before I fell sick. So please bear with me. I'm just recovering, so I just have to try and put up the tutorial. It's a requested tutorial. It's an asymmetric neckline, but the inspiration for this tutorial is a mesh fabric. They use a mesh fabric, but I'm using a Lycra because it's stretchy as well. So if you're using a mesh fabric, you're going to also get a Lycra lining. There's this Lycra lining they sell in the market. You would want to get it, okay? So it's an asymmetric neckline dress with gathers on the waistline. So get your pattern paper, fold it into two, mark your starting line, then you get from there you get your bust point, you get your under bust, your waistline. I'll get the hip line, then I'll get the length of my dress, though the pattern paper is not up to the length of my dress. So when cutting on my fabric, I will extend the length, like I'll add to get the long length. I'm going to label the lines now: bust point, under bust, waistline, hip line, and the full length. Sorry, you're not seeing the full length. Divide my shoulder by 2. I'll mark it. Then the neck width is going to be 3. The neck depth is going to be 3. I'll come down by 1 inch shoulder slope. Then from the shoulder slope, I'll get my armhole line, which is 9. And I'll connect everything just the way you see me doing. Please, I don't know if I'm really getting this voice over. Like, if you're really following if you understand what I'm saying. So please, and again, your pattern paper should be on fold. I don't know if I mentioned it earlier. So I'm going to divide my body measurements now, which is my bust divided by 4. I'll minus, instead of adding 1 inch 1 inch allowance, I'll minus 1 inch because I'm using a very stretchy fabric. So I divided my bust by 4. My minus 1, divided my waist by 4, I minus 1 inch, divided my hip by 4, I minus 1 inch. Then I connected what I have on my hip. I marked the same thing on the full length, and I'll go ahead and cut it out. Hope you understand. Alright, I'm using a stretchy fabric. That is why I'm not adding any sewing allowance to this. Instead, I minus 1 inch. Okay, so I'm going to open it up now like this, and I will extend the lines. I will extend all the lines to the other side. So I've connected the lines. You can see it's the same thing as the other side. We now have the same thing on the pattern. I will still label the line so that will be clear. So the next thing I'm going to do on the bust line, I'm going to go up by 1 inch. You can see the bust line is clear there. If you like, you can maintain the bust line, but if you're maintaining the bust line, remember your bust line is from your shoulder to your nipple point. So your nipple will be showing. So what you're going to do is from your bust point, go up by 1 inch or 1.5 inches. Okay. So after going up I went up by 1 inch. I'll connect the line. So that is my new chest line, my new chest line. So the next thing, remember, I came outside by 1 inch from the neckline. I came out by 1 inch. So what I'm going to do is on that new line on that new line I came up by, I'll come inside by 4 inch or 3.5 inches. Come inside by 3 inches or 3.5 or 4 inch. I came in by 3.5. Then from that 1 inch I came out by on the neckline. I'm going to divide what I have there, and on that part I'll come out by 5 inches. Okay, I'll come out by 5 inches or 4.5 inches. So this is it. This is what I have. It came out by 5" from the armhole. So I'll watch and see how I am going to connect the line. From that 1" I came out on the neckline, I connected it. Then from there I will connect it to that, that 1" I came up from the bust point. I'll connect it to that 3 and the 4 inch. Remember I came out by 4 inches, but I decided to readjust it to 3.5, so I'll connect it to the 3.5. okay, I just want it to be on that 3.5. right? But if you want yours to come inside more, you come in by 5 or 4.5, but I came in by 3.5. Then on the other side, I'll connect it again from that middle to the other middle, 1" to that 1". Please note and see how I am connecting the lines. Then on this other neckline, I'll come out by 0.25. You can maintain that neckline, but I came out by 0.25, and I will connect it to that part on a curve. All right, I'll use my marker to connect it to that center. So this is what we have. This dress is simple. The only place we have work is just the neckline area. So watch and see how I am cutting it out. The neckline is the only part that has the work. That's the asymmetric neckline. All right, hope you understand. So I'm cutting it out now. So I'm cutting out this now. Remember I said I'm using a Lycra fabric, and the total yardage I used was 2.5 yards of Lycra fabric. Okay, but the inspiration was a mesh fabric. So before I cut out the remaining neckline, I'll just set it aside and I will cut for the back. The back is not folded, the pattern is not folded, so you just get a straight pattern and mark. Then you mark you get your back. So I'll get my bust point, my under bust, my waistline, my hip line, and the full length of this dress. Remember, the pattern paper is not the full length. I'm just using it. When I'm cutting on my fabric, I'll extend the length to what I want. All right, I am really sorry I'm sounding like this. I just have to put this tutorial out because I was working on it before I fell ill. Okay, so I just want to put it out. I don't really like it when my channel is just there and nothing is up. All right, so this is it. So after I've marked, I'll divide my shoulder by 2. I'll get my neck width 3, and my neck depth is going to be 1", and I'll connect it. All right, I'll come down by 1" shoulder slope, and from that shoulder slope I'll get my armhole line, which is 9, and I'll connect the points. Remember, I've labeled the lines already, so I'll connect it straight as well, and I'll connect the shoulder slope to the neck width. I'll make my armhole curve. The same thing I did for the front. I'll label that line, the chest line. Now I'm going to divide my round body measurement, which is my bust, divided by 4. Remember, we are minusing 1". We are not adding any inches to it for allowance, for sewing allowance, because it's a stretchy fabric. I'm working on a stretchy fabric. So just divide your bust by 4, you minus 1. Your waist by 4, you minus 1. You divide your hip by 4, you minus 1, and you connect the line. So the back has opening. I'll come down by 1" from that my neckline, or 1.5. Then from there I'll get how open I want the neckline to be. So I stopped at my bust point, so I'll just connect it curve to meet that part. That's just it. Basically, it's very simple. Come down by 1" or 1.5 inches from your neck depth. Then you, from there 1.5 inches or 1 inches you came down by, you get how open you want that back to be, and you just curve it. That's all. It's as simple as that. So I am done cutting this. What I'm going to do now is to cut on my fabric. Now I have my back. Then I'll cut the front. Remember, I've not cut the neckline for the front. I've not cut out the asymmetric neckline for the front. Watch and see how I am going to cut it. All right, please watch carefully and see how I am going to cut the neckline for the front. Okay, so you don't, after drafting and suffering, you have to spoil it, then you start drafting again. Okay, so I'm not supposed to sorry, my head, honestly, my head is spinning. I'm trying my best, honestly. From that part, watch that part, that 1 inch you came up by. In case you want yours to have curve, you just have to use your curve ruler to curve it. Okay, in case you want it to have curve, but because I saw the one that has curve, so for me, I want mine straight, so I'll just cut it straight up. All right, I'll cut it straight up. That is it. Then I'm going to cut out the neckline now. Hope you understand. It's as simple as that. All right, so watch carefully. You see how I'm taking it slowly. So this is it. I'm done. So the only place we have work is the asymmetric neckline. This is it. I'm going to take this and I'll cut on my fabric. Now the upper one, which is the asymmetric neckline, the neckline part is going to be 2. I'll cut it 2. I'll use the main fabric as the lining as well. So I'll cut it 2. One is going to serve as the main fabric, one is going to serve as the lining. All right, so this is it. I've cut for the back. All right, I had to slit the back open. The reason why I slit the back open is so that it will be relaxed at the back, so it will be relaxed. I just slitted it, so while cutting you add just ½ inch on that back area so that it will serve as joining allowance. Do you understand? So I'm going to close the back. When I close it, I'll open it, and this is what you will have. Then you turn the neckline. After turning it, you fold that bottom part, you turn your neckline, like you turn the hole, you turn your neckline. All right, so this is the back. Now I am going to bring the front. I have gone ahead to cut the front. This is the front. So assuming you're using a mesh fabric, you know mesh fabric is transparent. You have to buy there's this lining, they call it Lycra lining. You have to buy it. So assuming you're using a mesh fabric, you cut a lining for it as well. All right, so but me, I'm not using mesh, I'm using Lycra. My Lycra is thick. So this is what I have. As you can see, this is one of it, and I have the other side of it as well. So I'm just trying to place it for you to see. So I'm unpinning it, I'm trying to place it for you to see. So watch and see. All right, this is the lining, which I use my main fabric. This is the lining for it. I'll bring the other part, I'll place it. All right, this is it. This is how it's going to look like. All right, you can see the only part that has 2 is this upper part that has 2, because I have to turn it with the lining. So I'm going to open up the main fabric and I'll place it. Remember, the lining and the main fabric, I use the main fabric as the lining as well, so don't get confused. So this is it. This is the lining for the other side of the yoke, and you can see I slitted that part open. And while cutting for that other part, if you watch, you know that, don't worry, you're going to understand. You see this part that has this mouth now that I'm pointing at, I added about ½ inch while cutting so that I can be able to fold it, because it has a gathered effect, a little gathered effect there if you watch the one on the thumbnail. Okay, so I've explained it now. So this is what I have. I'll go and fold this part. While cutting, I added ½ inch, so I'll fold down that part. Then I'll bring this, I'll turn the lining now with the yoke. Watch and see. So I'll sew like this. I'll stop ½ inch away from that mouth. I'll sew from the other side. I'll sew this side. I'll leave the armhole. I'll bring this other side. I'll merge it together this way, and I am going to sew like this. I'll stop there. I'll sew from this other side. I'll leave the armhole open. So I'll go and do that and I'll come back. So this is it. This is what I have. All right, now remember that part is open, that mouth is open. Now I will insert it into this other mouth, insert it, and I'll fold it so that it will have that gathers. I'll turn it, like fold it so that it will have that gathers effect, and I'll stitch on it. I'll flip to the other side. Hope you understand. So this is it. I'm done doing that. You can see it's coming out already. So I'll be joining it now. I'll place it, merge it together. I'll stitch on it. I'll stitch on this other side as well. All right, so I'll take it to my I'll use my pin to hold it down so that you see how it's going to look after I am done stitching it. Okay, hope you understand. Please, hope you're following. Please, if you do following, please indicate, let me know down in the comment section. All right, so now after joining it, this is what I will have. This is how it's going to look like. All right, it's coming out fine. So I'll go and stitch on it on my sewing machine. So this is it. This is what I have. I've joined it and this is what I have. Now the next thing I'm going to do, that gathers effect on the waistline, it started 1 inch below the waistline. So the length of this depends on you. The wideness, I think, is 22 inches. Then the length depends on you. So what I'm going to do now is watch and see what I'll do. Okay, hope you're watching. I'll bring this, I'll turn it to the right side. I'll bring the other one, I'll place it, and I'll do it crisscross, just like this. Crisscross, just like this. It's as simple as that. And I'll place it, I'll merge it, and I'll use my pin to pin it. Remember, you're going to start 1 inch below your waistline. 1 inch, start 1 inch below your waistline. Please do not start 2 inch below your waistline. It will not be fine. Start 1 inch below your waistline. So you're going to plait it little by little. So that is why I say the wideness of this totally depends on you, how full you want it. So I'll just merge it, repair it together like this. I'll use my pin and I'll hold it down. Then after holding it down, I'll bring the back. And I'll place it on it this way, and I'll join it shoulder to shoulder. After joining it shoulder to shoulder, I'll join it side to side. Do you understand? And I'll trim whatever excess that I have. Then you can add your hook, your button at the back. Remember, we've not added sleeve yet, right? So I've already cut my sleeve off camera. You know, I told you this was the point where I fell sick. I've already cut my sleeve off camera, the normal way you cut your sleeve. The only difference is that you're going to, if your sleeve is 30, you're going to minus 5 inches. That's for the gathers you're going to have round the sleeve. You know, there is a gathers around the sleeve. All right, at this point I was already down because this cloth took me 2 days. So at this point I was sick already. So I don't know, the sleeve part is just cut your normal sleeve, then you add gathers to it. That's all. So I just hope you bear with me. At least the main purpose of this tutorial is the neckline. The sleeve, you just have to, after cutting your sleeve, you just add pleat flay on it. That's all. At this point, while doing this video, watching me, you're going to see I slim down a lot. So please, if you find this tutorial helpful, give it a thumbs up, share my video and leave a nice comment, and please subscribe to my YouTube channel, and do not forget to turn on your notification bell so you could be notified whenever I post beautiful tutorials. See you on my next one. Bye.